This is The Girl He Pined, a Paige King mystery, Book 1, written by Blake Pierce, narrated by Susannah Resnikoff. Chapter 1. Paige stood outside the interview room, taking deep breaths to steady herself as she tried to prepare for a conversation with a serial killer. One more conversation, one more session, and she was done. Today was the last day of her residency at the St. Just Institute, and the last chance that she would have to collect data for her case study. A few weeks from now, and she would have finished writing up the case studies in her Ph.D. thesis at Georgetown. Today, though, she had to have one more conversation with a man who had killed, well, he'd been convicted of 10 murders, but no one really knew quite how many people he'd killed. Not even her. And she'd been interviewing him for months, slowly prying information out of him, even as he tried to obfuscate and stall. Paige needed this. She needed one more piece, one more connection. It felt as though she had all the strands of her Ph.D., but they didn't quite tie together properly. She still needed that last element, that last understanding of why Adam Riker had chosen to kill his victims. She needed to know what had made him choose them rather than anyone else, and what had made him step over the line from a troubled man to a murderer. Paige needed to know that, and she needed to know why he'd chosen to kill in the particular way he had, stringing his victims up like puppets while they were still alive and leaving them until they died from slow positional asphyxia. She didn't even understand why he'd tortured some and left others, just watching them until they died. Without that understanding, her work would all feel hollow. She might have enough with her case study to get her doctorate, but it wouldn't be enough, wouldn't feel complete. With that information, with it, she might actually be able to contribute something that led to a better understanding of the criminal mind. Her work might make it easier to catch killers, or even stop them at a point before they hurt anyone, by spotting the signs that they were about to step over the line and kill. Paige carefully checked her appearance before she went in, wanting to make sure that everything was neutral. Nothing would spark too much of a reaction from Adam in ways that she didn't want. Her red hair was tied back away from her slightly rounded, youthful features and green eyes, her makeup deliberately stark and simple. Paige was 25, but because she was
Sample complete. Ready to continue?